Hello everybody, welcome to AMA Air. I'm Chris Savage.
And I'm Claire Aldenheisen. Erin is feeling under the weather this week, so I'm filling in for her.
Well, thank you so much, Claire, for helping out today. We're certainly very excited to have you. Claire is the museum educator at the National Model Aviation Museum, and you host a couple of your own shows, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. The first Friday of each month, I host a live show called Ask Claire, where I give a bit of a virtual tour around the National Model Aviation Museum and answer questions for the viewers at home. And then we also have FlyBy, a web series where we show off unusual objects from the collection.
Well, if you haven't seen either of those programs, make sure that you head over to the National Model Aviation Museum Facebook page and check them out. We'll have a link down below in the description box. But for now, let's take a look at some of the news from around the hobby. For the first time, FliteTest is bringing FliteFest to the West Coast. The event will include open flying, FPV racing, and even live music. It'll also feature build, fly, crash, repeat, which lets pilots scratch build a flyer, test it, and then repair it after any crashes. FliteFest West will be held April 27th through April 30th at the Yakima Valley Fairgrounds in Vallejo, California. Registration for the full event is about $70, and attendees are welcome to camp out during the event for an additional fee. More information can be found at flytefest.com/west.
The 5th annual National Model Aviation Day will be held on August 12th this year. The day was created to encourage clubs around the country to join together and celebrate the hobby by sharing it with the public. This year, the AMA asks that charter clubs hold events in their communities to support the AMA Foundation. Mandy Mikulski says that it is never too early to start planning and that getting involved is a great opportunity for clubs.
All of our clubs, when you are renewing your charter for the year, will receive this sticker. It's basically a save the date. Please go ahead and hang this up in your clubhouse, at a meeting. Basically, the whole purpose is to get you to participate. And I want to encourage clubs really to sit down and decide that you want to be a part of this event. This is supposed to be our national holiday. We want to have all our 2,400 clubs participating. Your event can be small, it can just be a fun fly. Just go out and celebrate and then tell us about it.
If your club is planning an event, visit nationalmodelaviationday.org to register. Once you register, you will receive an email directing you to the club resources page.
The 2017 Nats has a brand new event this year. The Multi-GP International Open will be held at AMA headquarters August 9th through the 13th and will be an official FPV Nats event. There will be an unprecedented 8 different tracks set up on the site, and they'll include freestyle, spec racing, and winged racing, in addition to traditional FPV multi-rotors. Registration will be open soon, and you can find more information on the Multi-GP International Open at multigp.com.
While some people tuned into the Super Bowl halftime show to see Lady Gaga, other people may have had another reason for watching.
This year, the Super Bowl halftime show was a little different. Drones performed with Lady Gaga. However, these weren't the standard drones that one might imagine.
This drone doesn't have cameras, it doesn't do anything else, it's only made specifically for light shows, and it's called the Intel Shooting Star.
Since the Shooting Star is designed just for shows, the drone requires certain materials.
It's made out of plastic and foam. It has plastic propeller cages in there, and there's also an LED that emits over 4 billion color combinations.
Each drone only weighs 280 grams, and the color combinations are made with red, green, blue, and white LEDs. However, the Shooting Star is still a drone, which means it's still subject to FAA regulations. According to the Small Unmanned Aircraft Rule, also known as Part 107, no person may act as a remote pilot in command or as a visual observer for more than one unmanned aircraft operation at a time. The rule also requires daylight-only operations or operations during civil twilight, which is the 30-minute period before and after both the official local sunrise and sunset. Intel had previously applied for a waiver under these sections of Part 107, and their request was granted on September 16, 2016. However, flying the drones during the Super Bowl conflicted with additional sections of Part 107. According to the rule, drones cannot be flown over crowds. To comply with this policy, Intel and the NFL pre-recorded the opening of the halftime show. Also, Part 107 limits the height that drones can be flown and regulates the airspace in which they fly. Drones can be flown up to 400 feet above ground level or within 400 feet of a structure in Class G airspace. Since the NRG Stadium falls within Class B airspace, Intel received an additional special waiver granting them permission to fly up to 700 feet in the restrictive airspace. With all the necessary FAA waivers granted, Intel could proceed with the production process.
So a drone show consists of 300 drones coming up into the night sky and forming different shapes. It's choreographed with music and it performs different animations in the sky.
While the light show may begin with drones, the concept and technology began with Intel.
We built all of this completely from scratch, designed the drone from scratch, the software from scratch in order to create this unique system here that's able to work in any location.
The drone light show that Super Bowl viewers saw began with animators working in a studio to custom design the presentation.
This is really important from both the safety and a creative perspective that the people who are designing the show know exactly what they're going to see when they come on site. Plus also means from a safety perspective, we can make sure that we can enforce all of our geofences that we have built in based on GPS, in addition to all of our physical safety checks that we do.
Once the animation is built, the light show team is then able to execute the designs on location.
So then when we come on site and we fly the animation, we basically have a series of geometries that we're forming in the sky and then morphing between them. And we have an animator that works really hard to make these amazing animations possible and bring them to life as basically 3D sculptures in the sky for the audience to see.
But a drone light show isn't just an art exhibition, it's a performance. That means all of the elements need to complement each other.
We had to go back and forth with the creative team to make sure that they really got the right music and the right animations at the same time, showcasing the best technology and also showcasing just a lot of different features of the shooting star within 40 seconds.
Even though she is deeply involved in the process of making these light shows work, Madeline Ong loves seeing the drones fly every time.
When you see them all take off, you're just in awe. It's like you're taken back to when you're 5 and you see fireworks for the first time. So every time I watch the show, you get that same kind of feeling. And afterwards, you just want to jump for joy and run all over the place and hug everybody.
Anil Nanduri, Vice President of the GM Drones Group, echoes Ong's feelings and looks forward to the future of the Intel Shooting Star.
This is just phenomenal, and this is just the start of the journey of what else we can do with this. I mean, we had to think it outside the box. We had to bring it in saying, how are you going to logistically operate such large fleets? And when we designed for that, the journey continues to scale. 300 today, 500, which we have already done, and lots more in future.
Bremen Hobbies in Bremen, Indiana has recently launched a silent auction to benefit the AMA Foundation. By bidding, shoppers will have the opportunity to win a Balsa USA 6th scale Sopwith pup built with all new materials and ready for the winner's receiver and battery. The model is being built by the staff at Bremen Hobbies, and they're posting video updates of the construction on their Facebook page each week.
Bids for the Sopwith pup can be placed in person, by email, or over the phone through April 15th, and the winner will be announced on April 29th. All proceeds from the auction will be donated to the AMA Foundation's Scholarship Fund to help graduating seniors achieve their dreams. More information can be found on the AMA blog.
Drone safety is a common topic, and drones around wildfires can be especially dangerous. A drone flying in the vicinity of a wildfire could ground firefighting aircraft. Members of the Yakima Valley Aero Modelers in Washington heard several stories about this safety issue, and they decided to take action. While the National Interagency Fire Center and some states, such as California, have created PSAs to address this issue, Washington State does not have any materials on drone safety. Using their relationships with the community, members of the club were able to discuss drone and multi-rotor safety in a 10-minute segment on a local radio station. They're also working with local fire departments, a public relations specialist, and the DNR to create public service announcements about responsible drone operation.
More information about drones and wildfires can be found at nifc.gov/drones.
Well, that's all we have for this episode of AMA Air. If you have a story you'd like to share, visit air.modelaircraft.org and tell us about it by sending us an airmail.
And if you're not already a member of the AMA, visit modelaircraft.org and sign up today.
And thanks again, Claire, for helping us out with the show today. Now that's it. It's time to get flying.